Joining us now is Green Beret, former counterterrorism advisor to Vice President Cheney. Florida congressional candidate Michael Waltz is with us, and also with us, retired CIA senior intelligence officer, Sonoran Policy Group Vice President Danielle Hoffman. Danielle, let's start with you. I think the most important thing, and you're the expert on Russia and all of this, is the president had talked about we're done in Syria. Then this happens. We know Assad has used chemical weapons in the past. I don't think America can stand idly by when men, women, and children are being gassed. The question is, was it Assad and his regime, or is it potentially the rebels in the civil war that want the United States to stay there?
Well, the line that it's the opposition launching these sorts of attacks as a pretext so that the United States would become involved, that's the Russian news media and its propaganda. The truth is that the Syrians have been launching chemical weapons. Do we know that for sure? We would be able to tell the difference. We know Assad has them. Do the rebels have these weapons? From my experience, it has been the Assad regime that has the capability to deliver the weapons. These are barrel bombs that you need helicopters and aircraft to deliver them. And the rebels don't have that capability. It's the Assad regime that has the chlorine and the sarin gas to launch these attacks, and they control the security for these areas. It's going to be very difficult to prove that any chemical weapons were used because Assad's own security guys are going to be shepherding around, according to the latest news reports, these representatives from the Organization for the Prevention of Chemical Weapons.
Michael Waltz, same question, sir.
Well, just to add to that point, Sean, we can track these aircraft. We tracked them last time. We know exactly what airbase they come from, and we know that this is the Assad regime. We also have the ability to intercept communications. But to your point, Sean, this president understands two things. One, inaction has consequences, and we are bearing now the consequences, and he's having to deal with the inaction of the last 8 years under President Obama that's allowed this problem to get this bad. And then number two, that diplomacy is actually benefited by the credible use of military force. Sometimes you actually have to employ that force. And in this case, I hope and expect to see Syrian pilots not have a single runway left after our standoff cruise missiles take them out. Enough is enough. We can parse out the attacks away from Russian assets where they put very sophisticated Russian anti-defense missile systems and take down Assad's Air Force once and for all.
All right, guys, we really appreciate it. We'll be watching, obviously, very, very closely.